All right, let's jump straight into this explainer. We are looking at a literal fork in the road of human history right now. We're going to explore this absolutely staggering debate between the potential for terrifying social unrest and, on the flip side, this mind-bending age of abundance triggered by artificial general intelligence. The path we end up taking, it's going to reshape exactly what it means to be human. I want to ask you something directly right out of the gate. Facing this unbelievable choice, are you using AI for trivial stuff, or are you going to dream bigger? Like futurist Peter Diamandis points out, the ceiling on human potential has completely shattered. You literally have access to practically limitless intelligence at your fingertips. So what are you going to build with it? A starship, or just ninth grade homework? Since we've got some massive, mind-bending concepts to cover, here's a quick look at our roadmap. We'll start with the broken social contract, tackle the threat of unrest, explore the age of abundance, dive deep into evolution and transhumanism, and finally, wrap up with how to choose your mindset. Let's kick things off with Section 1, the broken social contract. We really have to face the ground reality here. The old system we were all trained for, it's already dead. Think about the promise we were all sold, right? Do well in high school, get your college degree, and boom, you're guaranteed a secure job. Well, that system is gone. Waiting around for a traditional corporate gig is honestly becoming a trap. Today's world is all about continuous adaptation. The barriers to starting your own venture have completely collapsed. You don't need expensive lawyers or engineers to spin up a company anymore. AI can do that heavy lifting for you in literally milliseconds. To put that into perspective, the number of solopreneurs has recently doubled. Doubled! Displaced workers aren't just throwing their hands up, they're actively taking the future into their own hands. The old gatekeepers have completely vanished. It's no longer about hoping some giant corporation hires you. It's about finding a problem you actually care about and using AI to build the solution yourself. But okay, let's shift gears to Section 2, the threat of unrest. We absolutely cannot ignore the very real, very dark fears about what happens when millions of people lose their place in the economy. Before we hit any kind of tech utopia, we're staring down a terrifying chasm. We're talking about angry, displaced youth who feel like the American dream was essentially stolen from them. We're already seeing a K-shaped economy where the tech-savvy class shoots straight up and the working class just plummets, driving up populism. The data shows this severe hiring freeze for 22 to 28-year-olds. And history tells us that if displaced workers can't adapt, it leads to these heartbreaking deaths of despair. We're even tracking the rise of AI extremism, literally actual plots targeting data centers. At its core, this social unrest is driven by a profound lack of human purpose. Now, governments are probably going to step in to try and stabilize things, right? Maybe they print universal basic income checks, say $3,000 a month, just to keep people physically fed. But here's the catch. History shows us that removing the struggle to survive can lead to severe issues. Sure, UBI solves physical hunger, but it risks creating this mass derangement and a total loss of meaning. If we don't have something purposeful to strive for, society destabilizes super fast. Okay, let's take the white pill now and look at the unimaginable upside. Moving to Section 3, the age of abundance, where AI effectively drives the cost of energy and intelligence down to zero. Wrap your head around this number, $20,000. That is the projected purchase price for an advanced humanoid robot. If you can buy an AI-powered robot for 20 grand, and it only costs a couple of bucks a day in electricity to run it, the cost of physical labor is about to absolutely plummet. And when labor and energy costs drop towards zero, the cost of building a house, growing food, getting around, it all drops astronomically. It's a total game changer. And it goes way beyond cheap labor. We're talking extreme scientific breakthroughs. Demis Hassabis, the CEO of Google DeepMind, recently said that with AI solving complex math, physics, and biology, they predict the absolute end of things like cancer, heart disease, and infectious diseases within a single decade. Seriously, because AI can test and simulate drugs at a speed and scale that the human mind just can't physically do. Stack all these breakthroughs together, and you get this staggering timeline leading to a universal high income. Check this out. Within 3 years, humanoid robots could actually exceed human surgeons. In 5 years, a massive productivity explosion could trigger triple-digit GDP growth. In 10 years, AI might double the human lifespan. And by 2033, we might hit longevity escape velocity. That's the sci-fi reality where for every single year you stay alive, science extends your life by more than a year. Wild, right? But AI isn't just fixing the economy and our physical bodies. It's pushing us toward a completely new evolutionary leap, Let's look at Section 4, Evolution and Transhumanism. For anyone terrified of being left behind by superintelligence, brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs, offer a radical straight-out-of-sci-fi solution. A BCI establishes a direct communication pathway to literally couple our human minds directly with AI. So instead of staring at your phone or talking to a smart speaker, your neocortex is tied directly into the cloud. You get access to artificial intelligence at the exact speed of your own thoughts. So how on earth does that actually work? Well, it's not just drilling chunky electrodes into your skull, which obviously causes damage. We're looking at the mind-bending reality of biological BCIs. Using neural stem cells grown on a chip, these cells actually wiggle their way into your brain tissue, kind of like plant roots connecting to soil. It organically links your brain to a third completely digital hemisphere. This whole provocative transhumanist shift forces us to ask a really monumental question. Peter Diamandis hit the nail on the head when he said, "We are the biological boot disk for a new species." Think about a boot disk. It's the little piece of code used to launch a massive operating system. If you look back at all of evolutionary history, from single-celled organisms right up to us, you have to wonder, was all of biological evolution just the necessary stepping stone to give birth to artificial intelligence? Well, since we can't exactly hit the brakes on this hyper-exponential growth, the only thing we actually control is how we react to it. And that brings us to our final part, Section 5, Choose Your Mindset. We are at the ultimate behavioral fork in the road. Are you going to numb out as a passive consumer sitting on the couch? Or will you retain your agency as a creator? The consumer just relies on their UBI check, getting lost in endless, perfectly tailored AI-generated entertainment. But the creator retains their agency. They use these profound new AI tools to solve real problems, chase their passions, and actually contribute value to humanity. If you want to actually thrive in this chaotic transition without completely losing your mind, you have to deliberately cultivate radical curiosity and a deep, driving purpose that serves other people. The survival guide here is simple but demanding. You've got to self-educate constantly. Literally ask AI to teach you complex stuff like you're a 5-year-old. Accept that rapid adaptability is your new normal. And most importantly, view AI not as a threat coming for your job, but as the most powerful collaborative partner you will ever have. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final thought. The glass ceiling on human potential, it is gone. It's completely shattered. So are you going to just let the future happen to you while you passively consume? Or are you going to step up, grab these unbelievable tools, and be the one who builds the starship? The choice is 100% yours. Keep learning, keep adapting, and I'll catch you in the next one.